This video is brought to you by Squarespace. Whether you need a domain, website, or online store, make it with Squarespace.
Hello there, so I got my little shop coming along right there. Ooh, look how pretty. Look at the door, it's nice and bright and red, and I love it so much. This right here though isn't looking so good. This is actually a really wide, big area, and I want to clean it up and prepare for some outdoor projects. There's even a tree, a stump, let me show you. I cut the tree down. Here it is. This needs to be removed. It needs to be dug down. You're gonna do the digging. Sand, dirt, gravel. Plus, I've got a lot of questions from you guys. A lot of weird ones. So I thought I would try to answer those as well. This is Darwin. He's a hot dog. So I posted this. I haven't done an FAQ lately, and I got a bunch. And some of them may or may not be Star Trek related. Star Trek edition of these FAQs. Are you fixing up the little shop just for your YouTube channel? Because you have a nice shop. Yes, I am fixing up this little shop just for my YouTube channel. No, that's not true. I am doing this shop because I really want a private space. Like, yes, the big shop is wonderful, it's great. And that's gonna be like the nice big power tool shop that has all the power tools, and I've been working a ton on that shop, and I'm gonna have more about that in the future. Whereas this is gonna be not really power tools, hand tools, very private. I do, share the big shop with Matt, and it's really nice to have a private space that is just my own, that nobody will come and disturb me in. So it's just kind of like a creative space. But yes, I have a YouTube channel, so it's a marketing ploy, that's what it is. Go-to brand for power tools. I don't really have a go-to brand. I just kind of work with whatever I have on hand. Sometimes I work with a company and they send a tool. Sometimes I pick something up. It kind of depends, and I don't have like, oh, that's my brand that I always use. Kirk or Picard? While I really like Picard, he is very reliable and capable, very polite. It feels kind of like your grandfather. But when I put the two men side by side, Kirk's got more soul. And then someone says Shatner or Pine. Next question. Okay, there's a bunch of questions relating to the move. Private messages that I got related to that as well. A little background story. So last year, me and my family, we sold our house and we moved from Oregon to Virginia. Okay, time to take inventory of my life. I have a kid now. I have a wonderful YouTube channel. We live in a tiny, small house. We are constantly struggling for space, and what we really want is property, a bigger shop, a bigger house, a space to expand and try new things.
Goodbye, Corvallis.
Bye. 43 hours. We didn't quite know where we were going exactly. We just kind of sold everything, packed up, and left across the country and, started looking for something. And I would say that all the things that we looked for, we got. Get the keys. A bigger shop, more property, brighter climate at the very least. I suppose the biggest change in many ways, college town living versus country living. That's more of the reality here as opposed to the East Coast, West Coast. Because once you live, work at home, you don't really leave home that much. You don't really interact too much with people and the general area. It's more like the little world that you create where you live. Country living is definitely a little bit different than what we used to do. I think they both have their benefits. Sometimes I really miss small town living. We have a bunch of coffee shops and restaurants down here. It'll be a change to live more rurally and not like be as close to that. That's one thing that I am slightly worried about. But then I think about all the benefits that you get instead. But on the other hand, you have much more space here to work with, and we actually are able to have two shops, and that's just like a dream come true. And working on this and just having Darwin run all around here, and it's pretty awesome. So I'm very happy about the move. Another thing that's really a big difference is definitely the climate and the humidity here in Virginia, which everybody warned me of beforehand before moving. It's very hot right now. so tropical. It's so cool. Although I do have to say that one big difference here is that yes, it's really, really hot and it is really, really humid, but everybody's got air conditioning. Whereas in Oregon, at least where I lived, nobody had air conditioning. So if you had a couple of really hot days in the summer, and the summers they were generally beautiful, it was miserable because there was no way to cool off. Whereas here, it's not a big deal because you're in the air conditioner. Unless you're working, you know, in a non-air conditioned space, which I have been doing a fair amount, but you can always go somewhere else and cool off. Okay, voila, le route. That's probably not how you say it in French. So, of course, there are various ways to remove this. You can drill holes, with like gasoline, light it on fire, which doesn't really sound that appealing considering the proximity to trees and buildings and all of that. So I think what we're gonna do is just dig around and then, you know, get it out that way. Doesn't look like I made much progress. Oh, would you rather own and caption the Serenity from Firefly or the Millennium Falcon from Star Wars? Why? Kind of a fun one. I like both of them. The Millennium Falcon, of course, has a lot of sentimental value for a lot of people. I didn't actually grow up with these. I saw them later as an adult, so I don't really have that, ooh, you know, I had that toy when I was young or anything like that. So if you go down to specifics, Millennium Falcon has weapons on it, whereas Serenity does not. So that is kind of a major thing. So if I would want like a warship or a more capable ship to fight against enemies, then I would have to go for Millennium Falcon. I really like Firefly, I love the crew, and I love the feel of that show. I'm gonna go with Serenity. Fries or onion rings? Can I say both? Every now and then I splurge and I get both. My standard is always to get fries, but every now and then I get both because I love onion rings. They're so delicious. When is the kid old enough to start working in the shop? I ask myself that every day. Do you make videos of all your projects? How do you decide which ones to film? No, I don't make videos of all my projects. Every now and then you think, you know, you really want something and you don't think that maybe it's that interesting. Although, I mean, this is kind of the tricky thing with making videos in general, I think, because like how do you decide what is interesting? Because in many ways I think whatever is interesting, it's all about the person. If they make it interesting, if they make it engaging, and if I don't make something engaging, that's kind of my responsibility. I guess sometimes it's just kind of relaxing not to film something. If you just want to like play with something or learn something, or you really want something, you don't want to make like a whole big production of it. You don't want to live in that world, in that bubble of that project, because once you make a video about something, that automatically becomes this kind of world that you live in with it, with the videoing and the editing and everything. If I'm making something kind of big, a rather ambitious project, then I'm almost like, it's stupid for me to make something and not make a video about it. If it's something more, something larger, something that requires more resources and time and all of that. So then I usually make a video about it. So the most common question that I received by far is, when will I open up my shop again? When will I have wax polishes available again? So yeah, let's go into that. I have not sold waxes for a little while, mostly because it's been kind of all over the place here and haven't quite set everything up yet. But I am working on it. So I use Squarespace to run my website, which I've used for years and years and years. And I'm really happy to have Squarespace sponsoring this video and supporting my channel. Now, if you've been thinking about creating a website, maybe starting a shop as well, selling a product, or just showcasing what it is that you do, then you can go to squarespace.com for a free trial. And then when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/Darbin Orvar for 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. Now, there are a couple of reasons why I really like Squarespace. If you are running a shop, their e-commerce system is very smooth, very nice, you know, very easy to keep track of orders and customers and all of that. And also, if you just want to design a really beautiful website, it's very easy to do so using their, what do you call it? Future Linn edited in right here.
Template. It's called a template.
They also offer 24/7 customer support, which can be really helpful if you need help with anything at all. So yeah, make sure to use the discount code squarespace.com/Darbin Orvar for 10% off your first order of a website or a domain. You guys want to check out the shop real quick, see what we've been working on? One thing that I want to do soon is get started making more wax polishes, but I'm also thinking about maybe adding some additional products to the shop. I'm still tweaking that and thinking about that just a little bit. But one reason why I haven't actually done any wax polishes up to this point is because there just hasn't been a place to do it. I mean, there's plenty of space, but nothing has been set up just right. And that's what I've been wanting to really focus in on now. So we're currently working on sanding and finishing the floor. That's why a lot of the tools are over there at this point. And I'm gonna make more videos about the shop, the big shop, and everything that's been going into this space so far. But now let's get back and do some more digging. God, I'm getting tired of digging. I'm starting to think a fire might not be such a bad idea. Or digging down with a chainsaw or something like that. I don't know. Oh, which is your favorite engineer from Star Trek? So I don't think you really can go wrong with the original crew in many ways. So Scotty, beam me up. I mean, if I think about it, like, okay, Miles O'Brien is like, he could use a little bit in the interesting character development spectrum, if you know what I mean. He's a little dry. B'Elanna, she's a little angry. Oh, Geordi, I like Geordi. Don't even ask me about the new Star Trek. I'm not up to speed there. Don't really like it too much. What is the next tool or machine that you're going to buy for your workshop? A better dust collection. It's like #1 on the list. As well, I don't know if this counts, but a mini split. And it's not really a tool, but it is technically a machine. It's past couple of weeks. I mean, it has been. You haven't really been able to spend time in there. It's been too hot. Of course, we're getting into the cooler period now, but then it needs to be heated. So there's just a lot of work to be done in the shop in terms of getting it ready for that. And we've been working on that a lot, kind of behind the scenes. If you were a vegetable, what would you be? Isn't that a weird question? Okay, next question. What baby food tastes best to you? Equally weird question. I'm gonna go like mashed avocado, which my kid lived on for a long time, which is very good, Other than making things, what do you enjoy doing? It's kind of funny, when I got this question, okay, so first I was like, oh, well, I'm not making things. Then I, enjoy playing with photography and doing development and, making like sourdough breads and writing on my typewriter and, all of these things. That was my first thought. And then I was like, do I actually do those things? Like, not very much. No, I don't. Those are the things that I would like to do, or think of myself as the kind of person who do. Okay, but what is reality? What is actually the truth? And the truth is that once I'm done working, and it's really hard sometimes for me to find the time to actually get work done in the first place, so that's a challenge. And when I get some work done, what I really like to do, after I run after my kid, which takes a lot of energy and a lot of time, then I'm like, if I have time to veg out and watch Netflix or Prime or YouTube or Hulu and get absorbed in a couple of episodes of something, then I'm very happy. Maybe drink a good IPA. Since working on the new workshop, what things have you learned or improved on since building your last one? I did not have insulation in the floor in the last one, which always felt very cold, and which was the main reason why I wanted to crawl under here and put insulation in this one under the floor. Windows is another thing. I did not quite have enough windows because they were all north facing in that, so I always wished I had put in more windows on the other side, kind of transom high windows, which I never got around to doing. So when I was working on this one, I was like, how many windows could I possibly put in this space? 5 in 140 square feet, which is a lot. What was the hardest part of making the jump into YouTube and social media? To be honest, I think in many ways it has been finding my voice and finding what it is exactly that I want to make videos about, and in many ways I feel like I'm still kind of figuring that out. Yeah. And then, also just, making money. getting to the point with the channel where you can actually make money with it. And that is not necessarily an easy thing or something that happens overnight. So yes, but it's all kind of a process. So what Star Trek species would I rather be? Which I may or may not have instigated that question. Because I've been watching a lot of Deep Space Nine lately. And you know, one of my favorite species is definitely the Trill. And I would love to be a Trill. I would love to get the symbiont and have all those experiences and memories from past people and just kind of gain that and become so much more than what you currently are. And I love the idea. Plus I think the spots would look good on me. I think so. Where in Sweden are you from? Ja, jag kommer från Nyköping i Sverige. Any tools you want that don't exist? I would like an anti-gravity belt. I would like warp drive. What recording equipment did you use when you were getting started? PSU rule. Thank you. Camera, I had picked up a Canon. You know, I had video capabilities, and that's kind of one of the reasons why I got into doing YouTube, because I had this camera and I was so excited once I got the camera, first of all, and that I was doing video and I was making all these silly videos about stupid things. And then I was like, I want to continue doing videos and I want a reason to do them, which is kind of what led to the YouTube channel. And I picked up like one of these, I think I went to Radio Shack when Radio Shack was still around, and I picked up one of these, you know, mics to do voiceover. Was not very good. And later on I ordered some other stuff from Amazon. And editing software is actually the same as I'm using right now. It's a Sony Platinum. It's fine, but I've been meaning to do Adobe Pro for the longest time, and I even have it. I just, you know, I'm waiting to set up my whole system. I'm really horrible that way. I am the kind of person who, in many ways, I feel like I can't get to something before everything is perfectly set up for it, which is the worst kind of way to think. Right now I'm like, my current laptop that I edit on is not really that great for that software, so I'm gonna wait until I have a new setup before I really make the switch. Oh my god, I didn't even see this comment. If a woman who introduces herself as the doctor showed up with a blue police box in your driveway, offering you a single trip anywhere or any when you choose, where and when would you go? Anywhere you choose. You know, it's like you have to go in the future, don't you think? It's like, yeah, it would be cool to go into various points into the past, but that is known, and it's like the future is unknown, and I would love to go into the future. So the question there is like, when do you decide to actually go? It'd be very interesting to go maybe 100 years into the future, a substantial amount of time, but not so far in advance that things are gonna be very different. Is it a one-way trip? Do I get to go back? I would still go. If someone landed, if the doctor landed right here and said, you have a choice, you can come with me right now, you will never come back, would I go? It's like you have to, right? You cannot not. I was optimistic that I would get further than this, but apparently not. So yeah, I have to do a lot more digging to get this root out. But at least I got something done, and I really enjoyed, you know, answering and thinking about your questions. So thank you for sending those in. You know, if I missed one of yours, or if you put one in a little bit too late, then I'm sorry, and I'll try to remember to save them for next time. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Especially up to this point. Yes. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe, all that jazz. I don't know if any of that matters. See you guys soon. Bye.